Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and also don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. So I did prep my nails and applied my peel off base coat and also my stiletto nail tips off camera. As usual, I am using my Makartt stiletto nail tips XXL. So now I'm just going to be using my sanding band to remove the shine from the nail tips. And as you can see, I am using my gloves, my UV protection gloves today. So as I said in my previous video, I am going to be using my gloves occasionally because I've noticed that my hands are getting a bit tanned. So I decided to use it, and I will be using my sunscreen as well when I'm not using the gloves. So you could use the both of them together, or you could use the UV gloves alone and the sunscreen alone. I do it like that. So yes, I'm just going to be using the gloves ever so often, so you would be seeing it in my videos a few times. So moving on, I am going to be applying my gel base coat to my nails and curing for 30 seconds. I am using rubbing alcohol as my slip solution, and I'm starting with a Siesta from Makartt. This is my favorite nude polygel. And this tube is almost finished as well. So on the pinky nail, I applied a large bead of the polygel because I wanted to do this nail in one bead only, but that did not happen. So yes, as you can see, this bead is huge, and I think because this polygel is almost finished, it had a lot of bubbles in it. I thought this only happened with clear polygel, but it seems to be happening with all polygels because I didn't expect this polygel to have these bubbles in it. You all wouldn't be able to see them, but there are bubbles. So that kind of hindered me from achieving the one bead method right here. So I had to be popping those bubbles inside of the polygel, and that also resulted in me patting the polygel. So I basically made a flat nail. So I had to remove a lot of the polygel because of that, because I had to pat the polygel in order to remove the bubbles. So by patting the polygel to remove the bubbles, it made the nail flat. So that kind of defeated the purpose of what I was trying to achieve. So I just decided to remove most of the polygel and just pat that area. So it ended up being a 2-bead method type of nail. So yes, as you can see right here, I'm still popping the bubbles and looking for them inside of the nail. I also turned my nail upside down just to see, because usually seeing that the nail is clear, you could see if there are bubbles in the nail from the underside of the nail. So I was just looking at that as well, and also trying to maintain the shape of the stiletto nail. So yeah, I'm just doing that. So as you can see, this did not turn out the way I wanted it to, but you know, you always have to try to troubleshoot when you're using polygel. So this is basically like troubleshooting. I couldn't get a 1-bead method, but I ended up getting 2-bead method, and it looked okay. So I cured that for 30 seconds, and then now I am applying some more of the nude polygel. This is the nude polygel that I removed when I was doing the first layer. So I'm just applying that and patting that in place. So when you're patting that, I pat around the cuticle area first. That's always the first thing that I do. And always pat the polygel. Just keep patting the polygel, because I think I removed 2 sets of the nude polygel on the first layer. So it's basically 2 separate polygel that needs to become one. So two separate nude polygels needs to become one polygel. So by patting it, it kind of brings the polygel together because they were a tad bit separated. So it needs to be patted a lot because when you're trying to blend the uncured polygel into the cured polygel, it needs to blend, else it wouldn't flow right, and then you just be so confused and pissed off, because that has happened to me when I was a beginner. Although I'm still a beginner, but I'm not totally a beginner, so I know a few things. So yes, you just pat it in place, and then when you see that it looks like it's blended, all the polygel is blended, you just fade the uncured polygel into the cured polygel, and yeah, you get your perfect apex and stuff, and then you cure that for 30 seconds. Now moving on to the ring nail, I learned my lesson, so I'm just going to be placing a small bead, nothing much. I'm not going to be building the nail with one bead, I'm building the nail with two beads. So this first bead is just to cover the whole nail, so I just go around the cuticle area, and then when I'm satisfied with that, I make sure to cover the whole nail with the nude polygel, and trying to maintain the shape of the nail as well, and making sure that the polygel is smooth on the surface of the nail. So I do some patting and then some brushing of the polygel brush on the surface of the nail in order to get a smooth nail. And also make sure to always have your polygel brush saturated in the rubbing alcohol, because it can get sticky if it is not. So when I'm satisfied with that, I cured for 30 seconds. So I'm just showing a side view of the nails. Remember, the pinky nail doesn't need to have a huge apex because it is small. Because I know the pinky nail and this one layer that I placed on the ring nail kind of looks similar, but remember, the pinky nail doesn't need a huge apex. Now I am going to be applying another layer to the ring nail to build my apex. So as usual, I just made sure that the cuticle area was neat, and then I just pat the polygel, and when I'm ready, I will be fading that polygel into the cured polygel. At first I wanted to remove some of the polygel because I think I placed a little too much of the polygel on this nail, but I decided not to and just continue to blend uncured polygel into the cured polygel. And as you can see from the side view, there is a bit of a weird shape right there. So I am basically just trying to mold the polygel into what I want. So I either pull some polygel from the apex area, or if there's too much at the tip, I carry some up the nail just so that I can get a smooth transition from apex to the nail. If that makes sense, I hope I'm making sense with what I'm saying. But in the end, as you can see, it looks a lot better compared to how it was looking before. So yes, when I'm satisfied with that, I went ahead and cured for 30 seconds. So this is the side profile of the nails, and I think they look okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So I am bringing out my toothpaste squeezer because this polygel is almost finished. So I just placed the polygel tube into my toothpaste squeezer so that it would squeeze out the remaining polygel. And as usual, turning this was very difficult. It was hurting my fingers. Even holding the toothpaste squeezer while I was turning it was hurting my hand, but it got the polygel from out of the tube. So I did place some of the polygel on my middle nail, and I'm just patting this polygel around the cuticle area and making sure that it is smooth. I did have to remove some of the polygel from this nail because we are not covering the whole nail with this polygel. We are basically doing some ombre nails, so the whole nail would not be covered with this polygel. The tips of this nails are going to be clear for now, so I'm just patting the polygel, and when I removed the polygel, it left some polygel on the nail right there that was basically separated from the rest that was on the nail bed area. So all the polygel needs to be together in order to get a smooth fade nail or a smooth ombre nail. So I had to push the little bit of polygel that you see there closer to the nail bed area where most of the polygel was, and then I pat it there just to get them to be one, I guess, you know, so that there wouldn't be separation in the polygel. So I had to pat it, keep patting it in order to get the polygel to blend together. And then when that happened, I dragged all of the polygel down, and when I was ready, I faded the polygel to create the ombre. So that is what you have to do, especially when you have, although it's the same polygel, the same color, everything, they are basically two separate polygels because of the fact that it was separated. So you have to, in order to get them back together, you have to keep patting it in order to get them to blend back together. And then when you see that happening, then you could, you know, move the polygel where you want it to be or create your ombre. You know, yeah, that's all. And then I cured for 30 seconds, and then I did the same for my index nail. So I think I talked a lot already for this video, and it's only been 13 minutes. So I think I should let you guys watch the rest, and I'll be back shortly. However, I'm sorry this video is so long, but as y'all can see, I made some mistakes and I also had to troubleshoot as well. So I wanted to show y'all how to troubleshoot and how to successfully troubleshoot all polygel nail sets, not all but most polygel nail sets. So that's why I had to explain so much to you guys. So that's why the video is a bit too long, so I'm sorry about that. I hope you all understand. So after curing all of the nails, as you could see on the thumbnail, I did the same thing I did for the index and the middle nail. So, and I did use rubbing alcohol to clean the tips of those nails because they are clear. So I just used rubbing alcohol just to clean it a little bit so that I could see the clarity of the nails a bit. And I am going to be using my jelly stamper because we are going to be encapsulating some large glitters that needs to be flattened. So I went ahead and cleaned my jelly stamper because there was a lot of glitters on the jelly stampers, those mini glitters. So I cleaned it with rubbing alcohol first, And now we are just going to be curing some snowflake sequences on my nail. I am using the white snowflake sequences and they are so pretty. So I just placed a layer of gel base coat on the nail, and then I put my white glitter snowflake sequences on the nail. And then I used my jelly stamper with my LED flashlight, and then I placed it on the nail to flatten the nail sequences and cure it for about 5 to 10 seconds. So I'm going to be doing that for the index nail and the thumbnail as well. So I'm just going to let you guys watch and I'll be back shortly. So these black UV gloves are sometimes kind of annoying because they have these lint on it that comes off and sticks to my nails. So you would be basically seeing these black threads inside of the nails, and I really don't like that. But for now I have to be very careful when I am encapsulating the nails. I have to make sure that I don't see any that's stuck to the nails before I encapsulate the nails. So right there, what you saw me doing was using my lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol to just clean the nails because there was a few of those black threads on the nail. And now I'm just applying some gel base coat to seal in the glitter snowflake sequences, and then I cured for 30 seconds. So this step is optional. You could wait until you encapsulate the nails and file them off, but I was just showing you guys that you could cut them off right now if you all wanted to. So I am going to be encapsulating the nails with my Makartt clear polygel. So I'm just going to be applying the clear polygel and just encapsulating the nails right now. I am only encapsulating the middle, index, and the thumbnail. So I'm just going to let this part play out and I'll be back shortly. So this is after encapsulating the nails. And I'm just going to be showing a side view of the nails and all these things. And guys, I really cannot encapsulate nails to be neat. It's usually a mess and you have to trust the process. So I'm just using rubbing alcohol to remove the tacky layer from the nails. And then I filed off camera. So this is after filing of the nails. And guys, while filing, I only realized this when I was finished filing the nails, but I'm just going to be showing you guys this bubble in the ring nail. Oh my goodness, that annoyed me so much, but I couldn't do anything about it. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So anyway, I am going to be using my Madame Glam Velvet Matte top coat on the pinky nail and the ring nail, and then I cured for 30 seconds. Now I'm going to be using this red gel liner from Makartt. It's called Rose in Red. So I just placed some of that on my nail palette. And I am using my Makartt nail art brush. So we are going to be doing some French nails today. So I'm just going to be doing that on the pinky nail and on the ring nail. So I'm just going to let this part play out and I'll be back shortly. So I did do 2 layers on both nails, but I only showed 1 layer. Now I'm just going to be applying some more of my Madame Glam Velvet Matte top coat to both nails, and then I cure for 30 seconds. So I'm going to be using my Makartt clear dip powder as well today, because we are going to be doing some sweater nails. So starting on the ring nail, I'm just going to be doing those easy sweater nails that they have. However, I made a huge mistake. I really wasn't thinking straight because these nails are pointy. So I don't have enough space to be doing what I try to do on this nail. So bear with me guys, I did fix it in the end, but it took so much time. I should not have done that, but whatever. So now I'm going to be drawing 2 lines on either side of the nail, which was what I didn't need to do. So that was the mistake I made, drawing those 2 lines. The nail was already small already. Why did it come to me to do this? I don't understand it. Even watching the video, I'm not understanding why I did that to myself. But what can you do? You know, you live and you learn. And it was very difficult for me to see what I was doing as well. Just like y'all are seeing it right here, I was basically seeing it the same way. So that made it a lot more difficult. So I didn't really know what I was doing because the red is so vibrant. So doing the sweater nail with this red wasn't the best idea, but it looked good in the end. But you know, the red was too much. So anyway, before curing, I just poured some of my Makartt clear dip powder on the nail, and then I cured that for 30 seconds. So this is how it looks. And I really wasn't feeling it. It wasn't as prominent as I wanted it to be, so that is why I wasn't feeling it. I didn't like how it looked. It wasn't. I even had to dim the lights to see it, and it just wasn't giving. I don't know why, but it was not giving. So I decided to move on to the pinky nail and do that one to see if it would make a difference. I did not draw the lines on either side of the nails for this nail because, you know, I guess I used my brain this time because obviously those lines couldn't fit on this nail anyway. But yes, I'm just going to be doing the sweater nail without the 2 lines on either side for the pinky nail. And before curing, I poured my Makartt clear dip powder and then I cured for 30 seconds. And the pinky nail looked so much better than the ring nail. You could really see it more on the pinky nail, in my opinion. I don't know why, but you could really see it. So I decided to go over the ring nail again with the red gel polish, and now I'm just pouring the clear dip powder and then I cured that for 30 seconds. I wanted to see if that would make the sweater nail look more prominent, and I think it did, but it made it look a lot more confusing, like it wasn't looking good. I thought it was looking good here, but eventually I came to my senses and realized that no sis, that isn't it at all. But I don't know, I was trying to convince myself here or something that it was looking good, but it was not. So anyway, thinking that I am almost finished, I am looking for some red rhinestones that match my red gel polish. So I decided to go with the first one I showed you guys there. So I am using my rhinestone glue from Makartt as well. So I am using the rhinestone glue around the smile line of the nail, and I am going to be placing some of the rhinestones around there as well. So I had to be very careful because these nails are matte and the rhinestone glue is glossy. So in certain instances you could see some glossiness under the rhinestones, but I was as careful as I could be in trying to get the rhinestone glue on the nail. But it had me wondering, why isn't there any rhinestone glue that is matte? That should be a thing, right? Because this was very difficult to do. I had to be so careful. Like, I didn't really want to be too careful, you know. I want to be carefree about nails sometimes. Like, this was giving me anxiety because I was like, okay, Cherelle, try your best not to get this rhinestone glue anywhere but on the smile line. That was nerve-wracking at some points because I didn't want to see areas where the nail is shiny when this whole nail is supposed to be matte. So, like, someone needs to invent some matte rhinestone glue, please, or let me know in the comments below if there is already a matte rhinestone glue, because I may need it. So anyway, when I was finished with applying the rhinestones to the smile line, I cured that for 30 seconds. And I did my pinky nail off camera, and I think it looks really good. Now I'm just going to be applying my glossy top coat to the rest of the nails, and then I cured for 30 seconds. I also decided to top coat the underside of those nails before curing as well. So this is how the nails are looking, and I did apply some rhinestones to the cuticle of the index nail off camera. Now I am going to be applying my cuticle oil to rehydrate my skin and nails. So guys, this was supposed to be the finished look. I was taking all of my videos and pictures when I realized how messy the ring nail looked. It really wasn't giving. It was too messy, too clustered. The pinky nail looked amazing, but the ring nail just was not giving at all. And I kept looking at the nail because I wanted to like it. I really wanted to. And it was so late. I think it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I was really tired. I didn't want to redo that nail, but it was bothering me. And I felt like if I went to sleep with this on my mind, I will not sleep. So I needed to redo this nail ASAP. So I'm just using my sanding band to remove the sweater nail design from the ring nail. This was the easiest thing I could think about doing because I didn't want to redo the whole nail. That would have been torture. So I just filed off the red gel polish from the tip of the ring nail. And this is how it looks. Now I placed some of my matte top coat on the ring nail and cured that for 30 seconds. Now I'm just applying the red gel polish to the tip of the ring nail and curing that for 30 seconds. I did 2 layers of that, but I only showed myself doing 1 layer. And I basically did the same design without applying the 2 lines on either side. So I did it just like I did the pinky nail. However, I don't think this sweater nail came out as good as the pinky nail. I'm thinking it's because I was a bit too tired and I had to redo this nail. That's why it didn't come out as good as the pinky nail. But it looks so much better than what I did previously. It's not too clustered and you could see the sweater nail and it looks a lot neater in my opinion. So I like this one better, but I think I could have done a better job still. But I wasn't too worried about this. I was fine. I could sleep after this. So yes, this is how the nails are looking. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!